So after my video on the trolling, inting and matchmaking issues within solo queue the other day, a lot of people spoke about their own grievances in reply to the video and on socials, but it's not really a new issue and I'm pretty sure something's been in the works for a fair while, which, beginning in 13.19, will become a reality in solo queue matchmaking. 11 hours ago, the official LolDev Twitter announced these changes, saying, quote, in 13.19 we're adding new ranked queue penalties for most offences. Offenders must play remedial games in a non-ranked queue with good behaviour. These queues include blind pick, draft pick, ARAM and the rotating game mode queue. As far as which offences, this would come into effect for leaving, AFK, gameplay and chat penalties. So, if you're caught under an offensive act, your ranked queue will be essentially blocked and you'll have to play non-competitive queues for a set amount of games. So far from what I read, I think it's 5 games. I don't know where I read this, but as LolDev says, there'll be more details in the 13.19 notes. As far as I know too, there is no time limit, so if you log off the game, you'll still have to play the non-ranked games until your ranked queue will be unlocked. Some questions the community have though were, if these people aren't in ranked, won't they just spread the toxicity to ARAMs and normals? Which, at this stage, we can only hope they introduce a toxicity queue, where you're just forced to play really shit League of Legends versus other offenders until you get it through your head that the offense you committed is honestly really disruptive and just plain bad to play with or against. A lot of people play normals and ARAMs because they're just way more relaxed and less toxic than ranked queues, so it'd be a shame to have those ruined. Some people even suggested adopting a conduct score, like what Dota 2 has, where you can only play in a certain bracket of people who share your conduct score range and rank, which to me sounds incredible. I can only imagine what a perfect 100 conduct score lobby would look like. No typing, no flame, just good communication, teamwork, and positivity. This honestly sounds utopian, almost too good to be real League of Legends. While this is really good news, and definitely a step in the right direction, it thus far only serves as a deterrent. What really needs to happen is better offense detection. Since my video the other day, you guys have let me know all the stupid stuff people have been chat restricted and banned for.
Again, our MMR is very... What? Combat! Cryo bot into drag!
Do your parents return your calls?
Play around Gangplank now. GP, I don't think we split, bro. Please leave. That gets a warning?
Some included a Reddit user saying he'd been chat restricted by calling Gragas a fat drunkard, which he literally is. Others get chat banned for simply writing a typo. Others for talking down on themselves, like when you miss a skill shot and type I'm so shit or something. I think it'd be really bad if bans just started happening left and right for basically no reason at all. I think chat restriction is enough of a penalty for typers because it literally prevents them from typing. I'd like to see the ranked bans happen to inters, AFKs and leavers though. Also, just a quick reminder, if you aren't subbed, we're super close to 100k. If you've ever considered subscribing, now would be the time. So while these rank changes are great, as I said before, there are still other issues at hand, namely Emerald rank. Ever since the introduction of Emerald rank in July of this year, I don't think I've read or seen basically anything positive about it. And this is caused by a few issues, one being the accumulation of multiple ranks in one tier. As we see by these split 2 distribution tables, Emerald tier is effectively 3 ranks combined. High Gold, all of Platinum and even Low Diamond, meaning the skill discrepancy is a lot larger the higher through Emerald you climb. Furthermore, as you advance up the Emerald divisions, you're effectively playing versus Gold 1s and 2s in Emerald 4 up to Diamond 4s in Emerald 1. Other than the Apex tiers, I don't think there's such a large skill gap between one tier at all, and if there was, it certainly didn't exist before the split 2 changes. Pretty much all I read is how people's ranked experience once they hit Emerald is just all over the place, but I also think it's because it's also where matchmaking places a lot of high MMR smurfs out of placement, so someone who's trying to climb Emerald is going to have a very disruptive experience versus Gold skill players up to Master and above players climbing a new account. This completely negative and inconsistent experience coupled with ridiculous gains and losses at the moment makes for a very confused community. I can't read a solo queue thread without someone saying they get plus 21 and minus 30 even with a 60% win rate. A lot of players are even confused how they were hard stuck gold for 2 seasons straight but all of a sudden hit Emerald with a flat 50% win rate. There's just a whole lot of confusion and questions, none of which Riot are quick to answer. Most people recognise that they haven't improved a ton within the game but are all of a sudden in a new rank, so it doesn't even feel rewarding. Another issue within matchmaking, as this user describes, is how dumb it is that he, as an Emerald player, can find a game with a Gold player in it but they can't duo after. He says they played a really good game together bot lane, then they wanted to duo because they were literally just in a game together, but weren't allowed because of the rank gap, so it's pretty inconsistent that this can happen. I think MMR tightening needs to happen or a duo revision or something. So, Riot is starting to make changes, but they still have their work cut out for them. What do you think of the changes? Let me know in the comments below and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!